What's up, everybody? So we're about to check out all the cinematic videos for World of Warcraft. The In case you haven't heard of it, the super huge popular MMORPG that's been around for about 20 years now, which is pretty amazing. Now I only played it pretty hardcore the first original game and the first two expansions, and they were honestly some of the best gaming moments I've had in my 40 years of gaming. I'll never forget them. They were great. I stopped playing the game after the second expansion. Um, I guess because another game probably came out. I'm pretty sure I didn't quit playing it because it wasn't fun anymore. But something else new must have came out back then, and I can't even remember what it was. So, anyways, I wanted to go back down a trip down memory lane and check out the older cinematics that I forget mostly. It's been a long time since I've seen them, and I don't even remember if I've seen most of the other ones. If I did, it was when they first came out years and years ago, and I don't even remember them. But this goes all the way up to Shadowlands, which is the eighth expansion. I was hoping to find a cinematic trailer collection that included the last two, which I think was Dragonflight and one called The War Within, but I didn't see one. I can always go back and watch those later. But anyways, let's go ahead and check these out. As you'll discover, this is will be a little bit of a long video, but if you stick around and watch through it, it's going to be like watching a short film, because Blizzard Entertainment, the company that makes World of Warcraft, they might be known for screwing up things and not being the greatest video game company. But one thing they have always been a top notch at is making cinematic videos. I honestly don't know why they haven't gotten into making TV shows and films with their franchises, because their cinematics are absolutely top notch. So, anyways, let's go ahead and dive into it and see what it's all about.
4 years have passed since the mortal races banded together and stood united against the might of the Burning Legion. Though Azeroth was saved, the tenuous pact between the Horde and the Alliance has all but evaporated. The drums of war thunder once again.
I can tell you right now, just seeing this opening scene, like literally almost gets me emotional, just because of how great the game was and how much it meant to me as a gamer. And just FYI, I'm a Horde player, always have been, out of the two factions, Horde and Alliance. Never cared for most of the Alliance races, but Dwarves, which is a dwarf right there, always have respect for Dwarves. I always did like them. Humans, take them or leave them. Night Elves, despised. Gnomes, you can get bent. And then later they added other ones like Draenor or whatever. An undead warlock with his infernal pet. Um, Brings back a memory of a friend who used to play with me all the time. He was a warlock, hardcore warlock. That was like the only class that mattered in the game to him. And when we got high level, he would summon those infernal creatures into towns, and they go renegade, and they would like kill people on your team, your fellow players, which is because they go renegade when you summon them, and you have to bind them to your will to be your pet. And it just brings back memories of him screwing around with. It's just one of the many cool memories I always remember from gaming on there. Ah, the Tauren. That's me. That is actually where I got my name from, Graxus, which is what my channel name is. That is my original first character I ever made, named Graxus, was a Tauren warrior back on the original World of Warcraft game. And that name has stuck with me ever since, all the way up until now in 2024. It's what I name almost every character in any game I play, unless for some reason it's taken on another MMO, which usually pisses me off pretty bad, because that's my name, sorry. But I just made it up out of the blue. If there's something else named Graxus, I've never heard of it. So, but in my mind, that's me when I play online. It's so wonderful. I can remember when this game was coming out, I was so ridiculously hyped up for it that it is all I could think about in my younger years. Ended up getting a brand new PC just to be ready to play this game. And I watched this trailer back then before it came out. I cannot tell you how many times, because I just could not wait for the game to come out. And it absolutely lived up to all the hype for me. Most games don't live up to crazy hype, but this one did for me. Just literally one of the greatest games I ever played in my 40 years of gaming. And that's a lot of games. But even as old as that trailer is, because this trailer is like, what, 20 years old? I mean, that lives up almost to today's standards. It's Blizzard was always ahead of its time in creating its cinematics. It's always amazing. That includes all their other big franchises, Diablo, StarCraft. But incredible, absolutely great. That felt good seeing that. So anyways, now we're moving into, I believe it's the Burning Crusade.
Imprisoned for 10,000 years. Banished from my own homeland. And now you dare enter my realm. You are not prepared.
So if I remember correctly, that was the first character was called a Draenor. The blue guy was a Draenor paladin. I remember back then, Alliance couldn't play. They couldn't play shamans, which was a class on the Horde side only, and then Horde could not play paladins. So when they added these two new races, the Draenei for the Alliance, and then that was a Blood Elf, the female character, and they were allowed to be paladins. So it was I remember that was pretty exciting when the Burning Crusade came out. That was a pretty big deal, adding the extra races and classes on there. Couldn't help but laugh because when that undead warlock incinerated those fish guys called murlocs, it's that infamous sound effect that I'm sure has been used in many memes or other media platforms. The blah 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 sound. It's a famous sound you will never forget as a WoW player.
You are not prepared!
Burning Crusade was also fantastic, and unfortunately that was mostly the end of my journey through World of Warcraft, at least in terms of playing hardcore. It was so great going into the portal to the other world after playing all those years in just the original lands of World of Warcraft, and finally having these new places to explore. It was really exciting. But yep, so now we're going into Wrath of the Lich King, and that's where my journey ended for the most part. Other than I attempted to go back and play WoW a couple times years down the road, but it just wasn't the same for me. I couldn't stick with it. So here we go.
My son.
Arthas. It's got to be one of the most famous video game villain characters of all time. Not to mention one of the most badass villains of all time. And he has a great story to him.
The day you were born, the very forests of Lordaeron whispered the name Arthas. Child, I watched with pride as you grew into a weapon of righteousness. Remember, our line has...
So these cinematics probably won't tell the full story, but I'll just do a quick summary of Arthas and why his story is so interesting. Is he was supposed to be the future king of the human race, the human faction on the Alliance side, and he became corrupted by that sword, I believe, called Frostmourne. And he literally killed his own father and just absolutely plummeted the humans' kingdom. And it's a pretty tragic story if you dive more into it. But that's his, I think that's the voice of his father speaking to him in his mind.
Always ruled with wisdom and strength. And I know you will show restraint when exercising your great power. Truest victory, my son, is stirring the hearts of your people. I tell you this, for when my days have come to an end, you shall be king.
So nostalgic seeing it. Yeah, stir the hearts of your people. Yeah, a legion of undead skeletons and zombies and stuff. That's a hell of a kingdom. But such a great story tied in with them. All the way back to the games, even the Warcraft games before World of Warcraft, which I did play all of those, and the story on that those were great. Learning the story of Arthas through that when he was a human paladin before he became a Death Knight. So, alright, so now we're going into these expansions that I'm not experienced with, or if I had seen these trailers, it has been many years. So this is really exciting getting to see. Those ones I saw I had seen many times back in the day, many times. But these other ones, if I seen them, it was very once or twice, if that. I think this next one's called Cataclysm.
Pain. Agony. My hatred burns through the cavernous deeps. Azeroth will break. And all will burn beneath the shadow of my wings.
So, if I remember right, again, a friend of mine and a cousin, whenever a new expansion would come out, they kept up with it and played it and stuff, and they informed me of everything. And I'd ask them how it was, and they'd keep me up with lore and characters and story and stuff like that. And I remember them telling me, I think that was Deathwing, was the name of that dragon, and he absolutely devastated the world on there, like completely destroying cities, towns, the landscapes were burned and just ruined. And it was quite a big change in the game, apparently. But I never got to experience it. But definitely, Dragon was pretty impressive looking and terrifying.
To ask why we fight is to ask why the leaves fall. It is in their nature. Perhaps there is a better question. Why do we fight? To protect home and family. To preserve balance and bring harmony. For my kind, the true question is, what is worth fighting for?
So I think I remember when I heard that expansion coming out, and my cousin informed me of the panda race, and I was like, what? And of course, first thing goes through my mind is like Kung Fu Panda or something like that. Now, in the original Warcraft lore from the old games before World of Warcraft, that there was a panda in it, I think, but I don't believe it was a very predominant race or character in the lore. So it seemed kind of odd to me that that was a focus for World of Warcraft. But again, I didn't get to play as them or experience it. But I do remember him telling me apparently the expansion was really good, like the content and the stuff to do in the world was pretty fun. But anyways, there's definitely a little funny moment there, seeing the orc and the human look at him like, what the hell?
Drink, Hellscream. Claim your destiny.
Oh, that's gold, Dan. Oh, wow. That's super cool. And that's when they first drink the demon's blood and become the slaves.
You will all be conquerors. And what, Gul'dan, must we give in return? Everything. You would reject this gift.
Why am I getting emotional? Good Lord. What is wrong with me? Oh man, wow, this is super cool. So that's the original demon that corrupts the orcs. That's Manaroth, I believe. Wow, this is freaking epic.
And did you bring these mongrels here just to watch you die?
That is super cool looking. Holy crap. Look at that face.
Just to watch you die.
That's absolutely amazing. That looks so cool. And these videos are years old. Years. Like, this is, even though this is like the 4th or 5th expansion, this is not recent at all. I tell you what, Blizzard, they did one thing right. They made videos. Like, man, I wish they made movies like this. I'd watch this shit all day long. thought he was gonna die, because in the old Warcraft cinematics from the old games, Hellscream dies when Thrall killed him. And I thought it was gonna happen again. But,
This was not our destiny. Times change.
must be Hellscream. Guess they travel through time.
We will never be slaves! But we will be conquerors.
That's incredible. That is definitely my favorite out of all of them so far. I don't know much about that expansion. All I know is I remember my cousin been telling me that it actually wasn't a good expansion. It's like one of the worst ones in terms of, I guess, enjoying the game and the content or whatever. But I tell you what, that is absolutely, like, I'll probably go back and watch that one again specifically later. That's incredible.
My son, a terrible darkness has returned to our world. As before, it seeks to annihilate everything that we hold dear. I go to face it, knowing I may not return.
They're coming! They're coming back!
All my life I have lived by the sword. I've seen kingdoms burn and watched brave heroes die in vain. It's been difficult for me to trust after losing so much. But from you, I have learned patience, tolerance, and
I know the Night Elf chick, Sylvanas, she becomes the leader of the Horde at some point. Assuming he's the leader of the Alliance, I can't remember his name. I think the picture in this locket was his son, which might be named Anduin. I'm sure I'm screwing this up, and y'all will probably destroy me in the comments, but that's fine.
faith. Open fire!
Damn, I thought that was just a meteor or cannonball or something. Yep, it's a damn infernal. That's like the greatest artillery you could ever have. After you shoot it, it gets up and fights.
Anduin.
Yep.
I now believe, as you do, that peace is the noblest aspiration.
Nah, you're not gonna die. Come on, bro.
But to preserve it, you must be willing to fight. For Azeroth!
I remember hearing about that. My cousin told me that was a good one. That was pretty awesome. I'm gonna probably repeat it many times, but I absolutely don't understand why Blizzard doesn't. I don't even care if they wrote all the story and everything and hire writers, but I don't know why they don't produce their own shows and movies and stuff. They would make an absolute fortune off of it. I mean, I know they make a lot of money already, but you can make more money. But
ours is a cycle of hatred. Alliances forged and broken. We have paid the price for sharing this world. And we have forgotten what makes us strong.
Close ranks! Advance has won! Lordaeron will be ours!
My king, we have her cornered.
Keep firing!
this is like watching the battles in Lord of the Rings. Hell yeah. Come on, Horde. Don't be taking it like chumps. What the hell? Good God. Yep, she just ripped through them like nothing. Must be Anduin when he's older. So this is years later.
Anduin!
Hell of a swing. Now that's that sword. See what it's called, Lightbringer or something. Sword his father had. figured he was a paladin, but holy hell.
Stand as one for the Alliance!
That was an awesome, that last scene, that was like, you could take a picture of that and put that on the wall. That's incredible looking. Damn, well, I'm gonna go back and screenshot that later and put that on my desktop.
Beyond the veil lies the Shadowlands, where every
Okay, so we're up to Shadowlands. This is the last one.
soul has its place.
I think I remember my cousin telling me that last one was pretty decent, and that this one was pretty good too, Shadowlands. Well, it was good at first. Apparently the story changed as the expansion went along and it got weird or something. Characters are. They look cool.
Beyond the veil lies darkness, where every soul has its place.
That was okay. That was nowhere near as good as some of the other ones. God, you figure the newest one would have been like one of the best looking ones, but that was really short too. Yeah, that was incredible. What a great nostalgic trip there. God, good games and gaming stories it goes to show just how much gaming means to me. It just gets, I can't help but get a little emotional sometimes, which I don't do very often. But that Warlords of Draenor one, that one was my favorite for sure. With those are characters that I remember very near and dear, Gul'dan and Hellscream and all that. But yeah, that was great. I hope you enjoyed watching it. If you please leave comments, inform me about some of the story background of some of these expansions. I'd absolutely love to read about it. I probably will make a video later to see more of the cinematics after this, further if there's more for Shadowlands and the Dragonflight, and I think the War Within, which comes out. So I'll probably wait till after the War Within. Maybe I'll do another one. And I'll definitely do I'd love to do, I'll probably do one for StarCraft too, because if I remember seeing that some of those were amazing, and Diablo. I absolutely love Blizzard cinematics. They were so good. But that was great. So, hope you enjoyed it if you stuck around to watch all of it. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Thanks.